All right, welcome back, everybody. Roll on here on a busy Friday morning. Hour from now, we'll end the show in style, as we always do with my pops. Looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to our next guest, who we've talked to. Gosh, feels like I've known him since he was 12, which is accurate. We've been talking to him for the better part of those years, and anticipating a fantastic and exciting weekend for Fargo's Drew Rerick, who joins us here in studio. Great to see you, man. I can't even imagine Major League Baseball draft is starting Sunday, and your name is going to be called. When I say that, what's going through your mind?
No, it's crazy. I mean, just from a little kid, and you dream about that, and now to the point of it could be 2-3 days away from that coming true. So, it's crazy.
The lead up to this, and we talked about it 2 years ago when you made your commitment to Missouri, that okay, scouts are looking at you like this could come. Now it's here. Mm-hmm. I mean, when I say that, what goes through your mind?
It's been a long process. I mean, I always just wanted to play college baseball, and then I just kept getting better and better, and now I'm to the point where I had a lot of professional looks this spring and last winter, and we're almost there. So
I want to explain for people that maybe don't follow college baseball super closely. There's two options here. If you get drafted in a high enough spot, you can say, okay, I'm going to skip college and I'm going to start my professional career. Yep. Or if it's not in a spot where you feel it's, my words, high enough, you then can use your college eligibility. But you'd have to wait then 3 years to get redrafted. Do I understand that right?
Yes, yeah. So if you get drafted in a spot where the opportunity is too good to turn down, you forgo your college and stuff. But yeah, that's the one part where it's like you got to wait 3 years, and that's kind of different, from like basketball where you can just be one and done and
right.
stuff like that.
It's intriguing. I think that for a lot of people, they may not understand the logistics, and there's a decision. The only thing I know that's clear on this, like Moneyball showed that out. If you've seen the movie Moneyball, they explained it with Billy Beane. He could either go to college and he was, I think, the number 1 pick or number 2 pick in the draft, and obviously he went and pursued a professional career. So that's a lot to weigh. You're 18 years old, man. That's a lot on your plate. I mean, I know your family's involved in this. Tell me how much that's helped to just bounce ideas off of them and have a circle around you.
Yeah, it's been awesome to have my family being a support staff to me, and me and my dad, and his knowledge of the game and stuff like that is really bounced off on me too. So we're in it together and just going to go with the flow.
I mentioned, we were joking off air, it's a long way from the Fargo Little League team you were on 6 years ago when you guys were a breath away from making it to Williamsport. I know we chatted last year when you were out in San Diego about them making it. Just, you feel like that was where the things started to happen? People noticed you nationally. You were pitching on ESPN. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I mean, that's the first time that I was on ESPN, and that was really cool. And just from that day on, I really, really, really enjoyed baseball at another level, and I've always really enjoyed baseball, but that kind of took off right there.
You decided, I know Cullen Holt did a story with you back in May about pitching your senior year at Davies. Give us the thought process about pitching high school baseball your senior year.
Yeah, one last year, I wanted to just go back with my friends, my lifelong friends. I'll never have a chance to play baseball with them again. So just given the opportunity to do that and just pitch for the school one more time was really cool for me, and I really, really enjoyed it.
How much fun did you have with it? And did you feel like even more eyeballs were on you around here? Like, hey, big things are ahead for him. We want to make sure we watch him pitch.
Yeah, maybe because I haven't pitched in Fargo in 2-something years. So, yeah, I mean, there was good crowds at the games and stuff, but it was just a great time overall.
When you decided you were going to do that, was there any, not necessarily hesitation, like, all right, well, this isn't, and this is no offense to North Dakota high school baseball, this isn't the upper echelon of competition. Did you have to run that by either college, anything like that about what you're going to do?
Not really. They just wanted to see me pitch, and, the professional scouts just want to see me throw to batters, and college was just go get innings and stuff like that. So
I know I asked you off air about college coach. Did any scouts come up here to Fargo to watch?
Yeah. My first game, I didn't know really what to expect, and then there was probably 20. So it was
where were you at?
I was at Cheyenne.
That's wild.
Yeah.
So you're in West Fargo and there's 20 professional scouts there?
And
wow.
It was really cool. I mean, I didn't see it because I was in the bullpen, so I'm facing this way, but everyone said there was like 20 right behind me. Like I didn't want to look back, but yeah.
Did you talk to any of them afterwards or no?
No, they just kind of connect with my advisor and stuff like that.
So there's no real direct
right, not really, yeah.
Contact. Did that add a little juice for you for that game?
Yeah. Was really excited,
I have an email to ask what's the fastest you've thrown or hardest you've thrown? What have you got it up to now?
I hit 98 this spring.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
I remember asking you, it broke 90.
Yeah.
Now you're near 100. When you saw that, what went through your mind?
It was actually the Cheyenne game. And
so you were amped.
yeah. And I asked what my velo was, and they're like, "You hit 98," and I was just really excited when it happened.
What have the for people that don't know, the scouts breakdown of you? Why are you such a coveted player? I know this is. I don't want to embarrass you, but I'm asking.
Yeah.
What about what you throw is what people want?
I think one thing is just my frame. I'm a bigger guy and with high velo, and my fastball has good spin to it, and my other pitches also have good spin and can project well, and that's kind of what they see a lot of me is a lot of potential.
Okay, so fastball is number one. That's your pitch.
Probably.
What's number two?
Probably my slider, and then my curveball,
okay,
and then my changeup.
Have you got a sweeper? Have you done that one yet?
It's not really a sweeper, but I mean it's
that's the pitch du jour. Everybody likes that one now.
No, it's more of a harder slider than a sweeper, but yeah.
Which one was the hardest to either learn to throw?
This year I have a brand new my slider and my curveball are brand new this year.
Okay.
Probably my curveball, just getting the hang of that. But as the season went on, I used that more, and I just got a better feel of that, and that came right away. So that was really good.
Enjoying that one now?
Yeah.
Is there one is there one not necessarily hesitant to throw? Like, okay, this isn't my favorite, but if you're calling for it, I'm going to do it.
Probably my changeup. I got work to do on that pitch, but yeah.
That's a tough pitch to throw.
It is.
Man.
It is. I mean,
that's the ultimate, one that just the fools hitters is that kind of pitch, right?
Right. I mean, in the upper levels, that's a really good pitch to have.
Right.
So definitely gonna need to polish that a little more.
When you think about what's ahead in terms of this particular weekend, do you have big plans? You around the house? You have family? What's the on dock this weekend?
Not really sure. I mean, I think I'm just gonna hang out at the house and watch the draft. We haven't really talked about that much, but yeah, I'm sure family will come over and stuff like that. Make some friends and just see what happens, I guess.
Are you more excited or you just want it over, or both?
Maybe a little bit of both.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm excited, obviously, but it's gonna kind of a little bit overwhelming sometimes. So, yeah, only a few days away from, yeah.
Tell me, your relationship, I know, is so close with your family, especially your dad. You mentioned earlier, and your dad was a great athlete. How much has he helped throughout this whole process for you?
A lot.
Yeah.
Just being there with me from literally every baseball thing that I do. He's been there for me, and it's just been good to have someone I can talk to about baseball and stuff like that, and have his knowledge kind of play into that too. So,
being from North Dakota, from Fargo, I'm sure you still get some odd looks. Can you give me a quick story or two of like, what? You're from where? Have you had that experience?
Pretty much every national event I go to, and someone's like, "Where are you from?" I'm like, "North Dakota." They kind of act surprised, and they're like, "I don't think I've ever met a person from North Dakota." So, yeah, it's kind of they don't see many people from North Dakota.
Well, hey, we got some baseball players up here, man. I'm sure you tell that right away.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, the state we produce some major leaguers here.
Yeah. I mean, guys like Matt Strom, who's going to be an all-star.
He's going to be an all-star next week.
Guys like Cole Hage, who are going to join the SEC, and even my class of 24. There's a lot of great players who, a lot of them are going to go the JUCO route and
eventually find their way to Division I baseball.
Yes,
they will.
Yes.
I'm curious on that because I think you and I talked about this maybe a couple years ago, and your little league team was at the front of this, and I visited with Alex Sumner about this at Fargo Youth Baseball, where the advent of indoor, the attic.
Mm-hmm.
The ball yard, all sorts of that made baseball around here 365 days a year. Where you guys were behind. There's no doubt we can only be outside for 3 months.
Yeah.
Where I know guys you're competing are going out every day. How much is that ramp development in your mind over the last 5 or 6 years?
The addition to the attic has been huge for baseball around here. The ability to throw year round, field year round, hit year round, is also just every player. This game is elevated, and you can see it from the younger levels. Every level is getting better and better and better. And I mean, we are at a disadvantage from the southern states where they're playing year-round game competition, where we're only getting practice in. But that's also one thing the scouts like. They like the kids from up west or the Midwest, they said, because they haven't had the miles on their arm and stuff like that.
Oh,
so,
okay. That's a good point. Yeah.
But yeah, the addition of the attic has just been huge for baseball up here in Fargo.
That to me, because and you bring up Cole's a great point. We've talked to him, gosh, whatever it was, 5-6 weeks ago when he decided he was going to transfer. He's going to play Kentucky next season. Baseball around here is amazing. I mean, when capped off by what happened last summer with the Fargo Little Leaguers making it to Williamsport, now that's another generation of kids. They're going to see that. Mm-hmm. I mean, no offense to you, you're now like two generations away from that. So now that's going to happen. This can be a pipeline for a while here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The Little League team that went last year, I've had, I was hung around them because Coach Chad Hansen was. But just everything with them is just they're really good.
And how much of the fact that they look up to you, like you're a superstar to them, you are for a younger generation. How big a deal is that to you?
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I just want to inspire kids to keep playing the game of baseball and around Fargo and stuff. So yeah.
I don't know if I've asked you this. Was there another sport? Was it always baseball that you enjoyed?
I played hockey until my junior year, and then I stopped after that just because I didn't want to get hurt and stuff like that for baseball. But played football until 8th grade as well. So, yeah, I mean, baseball's always been my passion and stuff, but I've enjoyed other sports
Hockey,
too.
I remember. I wouldn't go anywhere near you. I wouldn't want to be checked there. Would you still do it? Have you laced up the skates lately or no?
This winter I skated, at the high school practice. They had like a Christmas little practice.
Yeah.
So I got out there, and yeah, it was really fun.
Did you miss it?
Oh, parts of it, yeah.
We'll break here. We'll come back. Drew's got an announcement to make as well. We'll chat about that and what he's hearing about the draft. Much more. Drew Rerick joining us here in studio. Fargo Davies standout pitcher. The Major League Baseball draft begins Sunday night. Back after this. Wrapping up our first hour back here with Fargo Davies alum Drew Rerick joining us on the eve of the Major League Baseball draft. It begins Sunday night in Arlington, right? It's at the All-Star game.
Yep.
The first round and the second round is on Sunday. Why you should care is your name may very well be called sometime in the second round on Sunday night. When I say that, does it seem surreal?
Yeah, very, very surreal. I don't know, I didn't expect that as a kid, really. I've always had the confidence and, wanted to play Major League Baseball, but now that I'm on the edge of that, hearing like second round is pretty cool.
So your name even blew up, I want to say about a month and a half ago. I'm on MLB.com. I get an alert, heads up, next standout ace from North Dakota. It's you. Yeah. Tell me when MLB.com called. What was that about?
Yeah, so it was after the combine. I was with a guy, and actually at one of the suites at the combine was MLB.com. So after I threw one of the days, I went up there and talked to him and did the article there. But that was really cool because they didn't really throw out an article for everyone. So just seeing me was really cool.
Kyle, if you have a second to throw up, this is on our capture computer. The headline is, "In the heart of hockey country, draft combine finds prime prep prospect. Rerick on path becoming highest North Dakota high school pick in history." That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So I see that. I remember I know I texted your dad like, okay, now things are really starting to take off. So much of the fact that you're thinking, or your agent is telling you, second to fourth round is what the expectations are this weekend.
Yeah, and then if it gets past that, probably pull out and go to college just because the opportunity wouldn't make sense probably after that. So, but yeah.
So for people that don't know, Drew, there are slots for each pick. Can you, as much as you know, tell us about how that works?
Yeah. So every team gets like a bonus pool.
A pool money. Yeah.
And it ranges from, I think, the Guardians, who have the first pick overall, it's like 18, but the first pick slot value is also $10.5 million. So then they only have $8 million for the rest of the 19 rounds to spend on their people. And the lowest team's like only $8 million for 20 rounds. Right. So it's they got to choose what they spend pretty
how they spend it.
And efficiently and stuff like that. So, it's kind of crazy when it comes down to that.
So if let's say you are drafted in the third round, that's a substantial amount of money. We're thinking, right? A million, million five, probably.
Yeah.
And that's just to sign.
Right.
Correct.
Correct.
That's that's hard to turn down.
Yeah, at 18 years old. That's,
right.
Yeah.
And for people that don't understand, as we mentioned in our first segment, it's either you play professionally, you sign that, or you're going to go to college.
Yep.
And college is going to be different now. Tell us about that.
Yeah. So with the Texas A&M where I was committed, the coaching staff went to Texas. I was down at University of Texas last 2 days, and I've decided that I'm going to flip to Texas with them as well. So
wow.
Yeah.
How much with Coach Schloss leaving, was that entirely the reason? Well, I know he recruited you when you decommitted from Missouri. How big a deal was that?
That was really cool. And the pitching coach there, Max Wiener, who I will spend a lot of time with, being a pitcher, just having that influence on me and what he is capable of, and my how much better I can get with him is something I really wanted to be a part of. So
how was that conversation with the A&M staff then to say, okay, I'm going to do this?
Yeah. The A&M, it's kind of weird because the whole staff went to Texas, but then they hired the hitting assistant back as the head coach. So, I had a prior relationship with him as well. And he was very supportive of when I got my release from A&M and stuff like that. And, he was really supportive of me looking for other options and stuff. And at the end of the day, he just said, he wishes nothing but the best to me, and great guys down there, and it's a great new staff in A&M.
So for the Texas staff, they're well aware of obviously your potential of what could happen. What's that conversation? I'm sure you're up front with them saying, hey, if this happens, I'm gone. Tell me about what that conversation was like.
They're well aware of everything, and the class of Texas actually has a few really really high people. Their top recruit of the 24 class might go in the top 10 picks of the draft. So they're well aware of that. And the transfer portal is a crazy thing nowadays where they can get anyone to replace if you need. So, yeah.
Why Texas? What about it? Beyond your relationship, what said this is where I want to go?
Yeah, beyond my relationship with the coaches, just also the history of the program. I learned down there that they have the most College World Series appearances. They have the most College World Series wins as a program. It's just, it's the history of Texas, and the facilities are 2019, 2020, so they're brand new there too, and they're just continue to upgrade them year by year. So it's just a great place to be as well. It's
been a long journey, man. I'm sitting here with you thinking of like, okay, this is now a third different school, and you haven't even got there yet, which is just that I think underscores the craziness of what college athletics is right now. And that's based on relationship. You had a relationship with the Missouri staff, they were let go. Yeah. You then build a relationship with Texas A&M, and that staff goes to Texas. I don't blame you one bit, but that just shows the crazy nature of where things are at right now.
Yeah, it's very crazy. I haven't been more than a year out of school before the coaching staff leaves. So it's 3 new schools before I even step on campus. But yeah.
So your representation and obviously your family, that's a combo decision, along with yourself included, about what this happens. Like if you're the 74th overall pick, then it's one way or the other. But tell me about how the decision-making process will go.
Yeah, definitely a group decision and what fits me, my family's needs and stuff. And my agent and advisor will help me through this process and what he sees. And it's definitely gonna be a combo decision, but we'll come up with a decision together.
So there could be a potential in, I don't know, a month that you could be starting your professional career minor league somewhere.
Yeah,
that could be reality, right?
It could be reality, yeah.
When I say that, what goes through your mind on that?
Yeah, definitely crazy. Could be either in Arizona or Florida probably for the rest of this year, and just getting to the professional career is gonna be a lot different than life right now, but it'll be fun for sure.
I wanted to end on a lighter note here. That's heavy talk, and I appreciate you breaking some news for us as well. The Combine, which is a relatively new event. They haven't had it in the major leagues. If they have, it certainly hasn't been televised. People know the NFL Combine. I think they even know the NBA Combine. What in the world happens at the baseball? What did you do there?
Yeah, so the MLB Combine is only like 3-4 years new. Okay. So they bring in, there's the college guys, there's high school guys, and the high school guys have the option to pitch in a high school game. So it's just high schoolers. It was 10 innings, 20 pitchers, 1 inning each. And then there's that. And then also you could also.
So did you do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I did that.
How'd your inning go?
Good, scoreless inning.
Here you go, man.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
Yeah.
No walks?
Well, here's the thing. The first pitch of the game, I rid a fastball in on a guy, hit him in the hand.
Oh.
So one pitch, got a guy on first, but then got a 2-pitch pop out. And then I got a 4-pitch strikeout, and then I had a 0-2, and the guy got caught stealing. So only like 12 pitches inning, but scoreless inning.
So that
at
you
least.
barely threw, man.
Yeah, it was. I got all hyped up, and then 12 pitches, and I'm done.
How many strikes do you remember?
I think it was like three balls.
Okay.
And one hit a guy, but yeah.
You must have been amped if you hit a guy.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't expect. I've never done that before. First pitch of the game, so it's yeah.
Do they have like run the 40? They do any of the were guys doing that? Did you do that?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
But they did. There's like it's like a week and a half long or whatever.
Yeah.
There's a lot of segments you can do. They did have like an off-field thing where there's like big stretch of mobility tests, and there's the 30-yard dash. What they run
okay.
there. So
what do you think you would have ran if you did it?
Probably not the best, but yeah, I don't need to run fast to throw a ball hard, but I don't know. Yeah.
Well, the always thing I get is for pitchers that throwing to first base. How are you at that? Are you pretty good at throwing to first?
Yeah.
Like the infield grounder, which they work in spring training all the time. Pitchers can't do it. They airmail the ball all the time. Why is that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just maybe they don't practice it enough. But
you don't practice throwing straight, right?
Right.
You do not throw the ball straight ever, I assume.
Right. It is kind of weird how like I'm better at throwing accurately out of the on the mound, and then I just standing still and throwing the ball.
On flat ground.
Yes.
From me to you, that might be a challenge.
Yeah, and you see it all the time with pitchers.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
it's really crazy. And they mentioned, you told me off air, you did a vision test as well.
Yeah, vision test. They did like a body scan and a bunch of stuff like that, as well as team meetings all day. All the suites at the field, every team had a suite, so players were constantly going in for time slot meetings and.
We got to roll here, but 2 last questions. Leaving that, then it start to feel real, like, okay, my life is about to change.
Yeah, kind of. Just the attention and stuff like that. Just seeing the other players there was really cool, and yeah.
My last question: what do you think the emotions will be like either Sunday night, Monday morning when you get that phone call?
It's definitely gonna kick in there. It's just gonna be crazy for me and my family, and I'm gonna be super excited.
It's great to see you, man. Congratulations on everything. Congrats on Texas as well. And we can't wait to see what happens this weekend. Thanks for coming by.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that.
There he is, Drew Rerick, joining us, Fargo Davies alum and soon-to-be Major League Baseball draft pick. We'll find out. The baseball draft begins on Sunday night, 6 o'clock on ESPN and the MLB Network. That's rounds 1 and 2. And then the third round begins on Monday morning. That's on MLB TV. They broadcast all of that. We'll take a break. We come back. Second hour on tap. Pete Thamel will join us from ESPN about all the changes happening in college football. The Bison in Colorado. That's coming up when hour 2 of Hot Mic on this Friday starts after this.